Alfred of Wessex seeks to unite the Isles under one banner.
Hello there everyone, and welcome back to Thrones of Britannia. And you might well wonder what I'm doing in Wales. Laying siege to a town controlled by Wessex usurpers. And that is what I'm going to tell you. So, I thought I had a pretty done deal. I just have to go up to the Scottish border and push some factions away to claim Hadrian's Wall and call it a day. But the game did not think that was gonna suffice. So they threw me a curveball, and what they decided was, for some reason, they decided to drain all of Alfred's influence. He's 82 years, by the way. So now he only has 2, meaning that within a turn, like that, just like with a snap of a finger, every single governor and general had more influence than him, meaning they became very unhappy with him. And also, because the king has no influence, that actually also affects the happiness of the kingdom. So we can see here, leader influence 2 means usurper allegiance faction-wide, major diplomatic penalties towards either faction, minus fame, minus loyalty for all factions. It was actually worse. It was -4 since he had 0, but I held a feast, so we got it up to 2. And then public order in all regions dropped drastically. With this, as we can see here, also one of my vassals, Kent, has rebelled against me. And since all my armies are north, we're gonna have to rush down and try to deal with Kent before they overrun everything. So we have a civil war, which it currently gives my faction leader -3 influence, which doesn't help because he has none. Well, he has 2 at this point. And usurper allegiance. So I have massive amount of usurper allegiance all over the kingdom. Luckily, we had a few positive things come about, but we have quite a few poor ones as well. And also, as you can tell, my food has gone to shit. And mostly that is actually my own fault. Due to the my upgrades. I upgraded warrior societies. I thought, you know what, I'm safe, I can go for the warrior society to increase the replenishment of infantry units. However, all of these cost a little bit extra food. And there's quite a few of these that cost extra food. And that in turn has made it so each unit has gone from, at the start of the campaign, each unit eats, I think it is 1 or equivalent. It goes through 1 piece of food, or 1 bale of hay, or whatever it is they eat. 1 bushel, I think it's called. No, that's probably too high. A bushel is way bigger than. Anyways, enough food to feed 1 soldier was 1 point. It's moved up, so each unit now consumes 18, which means that an army at the current state roughly consumes, I think it's 360. And I've got quite a few armies. Plus I've also been spending heavily of building my towns towards making sure that I've got tons of cash. And that has steadily decreased as well, because the army upkeep is so high at this point. Which I think is kind of a broken feature. That it would become so expensive to keep the armies. Because, I mean, I've got... Or maybe it's a way to balance it, that a big kingdom still can't field like thousands of armies, but I mean, I have at this point A part of this, though, is the fact that the king is the kingdom is in a very unhappy state. Let's go through the economy. So if we look over here, we can see that there's quite a lot of counties that are quite unhappy, including the capital one is actually fine. That was, though, a large amount of usurpers. Anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and start off this by ending the career of these bloody usurpers. So almost immediately upon the king losing all his influence, I think this is the most. No, actually, it's the one above that is the one that produces the most gold. I think, for me. I think this one was the one that produced the most food. That one immediately decides, you know what, I'm gonna rebel against the king. And we're gonna just go ahead and out-resolve this bastard. He was actually over here. I actually killed their first king almost immediately.
So be it.
Wessex usurpers are now gone, and the civil war is over. And hopefully, once I repair this, we'll be able to gain back a load of the food. So I actually had to sort of emergency raise an army here, because the usurpers were expanding this way. So I immediately had to move this way. With this also, I think this guy actually does... He actually has usurp... Yeah, he has an ambitious wife, which gives usurper allegiance. So he's really the worst kind of guy to send against the enemy. However, since I need so much food, we're gonna have to disband this entire army. And seemingly the town will hold, even though it's got 10 minus food. So that is because all the provinces that I thought it was just all the provinces that had minus food that was gonna suffer worse. So they were gonna have, because they would have to get food from other places, and see the other places already sending the food everywhere. Then we're gonna lose that way. But yeah, hopefully once this comes online, we'll get a lot more food than just 323 here, with all these buildings going online again. So clearly not good. We've got risk of rebellion, but I guess most importantly after this is the fact that Kent has renounced its allegiance to us, and they've got 3 armies ready to attack. So this is certainly not going well at this point. I have been starting to change out a certain area. So this area has the ability to gain lots of food through certain buildings. I'm building more conscious now towards actually getting food, and I'll probably have to change out a few areas. And oh yeah, so you might wonder what happened to the Danish that attacked. You were setting up to attack them and take their land, and we can clearly see you've taken some, but you didn't show us actually fighting them, and that because I didn't actually fight them, in so many words. The thing is, as you can see, the Scottish faction has moved in and taken most of what the Danish moved in and took here. So they took a lot of land from the, whatever these guys are called, Ogdenley, whatever. So they moved in, they took all of this pretty rapidly, because the Danish invasion force collapsed pretty darn quickly. And so what I did was, there was just a race at the end to capture all the things that the Danes had taken. And I was able to gain all the way up here. And I'm restructuring this area towards food. So hopefully or at least a little bit better by removing the patrols and instituting this. Probably might want to remove some other stuff that reduces food in this area, which isn't that actually that many. It's mostly due to this, which I can't really remove, and I guess this one could be changed possibly to increase food here, which would be nice. Almost double the food here actually. 10 turns away though, so we'll be more conscious gathering food. Since this is happening, we're gonna have to send our armies down. So the king is on his way, the white wyverns, beaverns, the saints blessed, or the blessed saints, the saints blessed. Sounds kind of weird. We're gonna have 2 armies here, the Death Givers and the Legacy is gonna stay to protect the border. And then I was sort of, you know, haha, you know what? Everything's going so well, so why don't I send 2 armies over here to try and gain some Irish land, specifically gaining a monastery. So I can go ahead and start going down the monastery line to gain some good stuff, like enabling libraries. Useless at this point because I've almost upgraded everything. But, you know, artistic advantage, giving public order in all region, that's a good one. Scribes, I don't know what that does, but that could possibly, you know, help with the governance. Church music, 3+ for generals, that's good. Income in church, and the last one's actually not that good. Reducing seal but increasing research rate, which, I mean, at this point I've researched everything. I also managed to kind of figure out I think what I kind of know, I think what sort of broke down the kingdom, and that was because I realized, let's see, governors in the states. Where is Edward? We'll take a look at the estates, and we'll take a look at Edward. So Edward has no, it wasn't him I gave the estates to. I gave tons of noble estates, which I think was the way that I drained the king. Oh, maybe I didn't do that in this one. Well, this guy has got some. Oh, he's actually spreading usurper allegiance faction wide 6+. That's not great. Anyways, what I did was, here's another one, usurper allegiance. That's not great. We'll have to remove that from him. What I did anyways is I found, I guess it turned on me, because I found out that I gave like these areas to some people, and it would increase faction-wise, yes, governance for all characters, and it would gain +2. So I would only have to give 5 to a certain person, and that would increase everyone's to 2. So we'll see, this guy holds all these 3. Clearly, that's not going to be good enough, because 6 usurper allegiance, that's not good. So we're going to drag that away from him, which he's not going to be too happy about. I think we give some of it back to the king. So that's going to not go too well. Strip estates. There's going to be some nasty things coming through for that. And there was another guy that, yes, this guy, he had a religious estate that we're gonna have to strip him of. It was this one, I believe. Yeah, this one. So we're gonna have to strip that from him, because yes, we got opposition, which is not great. So that's still 4 turns, but it's better than it keep it going on. So gotta keep an eye on that, because the usurper allegiance is actually quite high. I think in the province that actually rebelled, it was at 50%. So it's 39 in the capital. which is pretty and 30 over here, and in this region, which we recently took over, 38 at this point. But you can see that it was really high throughout the kingdom, which is not great. So now we've kind of dealt with that, and I think at this point the king he's got a little bit more. Let's see, the loyalty is still low because he doesn't have 10 points yet, the king. So we need to push it up to 10 to make sure. Oh, so yeah, hold a feast. When I held a feast, that reduced food production in the entire kingdom by 15%, which is kind of a lot. If you imagine that we produce, I don't know, 2,000 something. So that's kind of a lot of food. Not great, not great. And let's see, what is there something else? Yes! So with the fact that we don't have any food, that means that these boats here are steadily losing goods. Obviously they probably would, since they are at sea and they're about to attack. But also the fact that they won't regain it. One thing though is I was gonna just jump at him and attack, but I realized something, and that was, if you click on these guys, you see their kingdom spread out all over the place. They can't really help each other, so I thought, you know what, that's an easy target. They have no military alliance, they have nothing like that, but then, you know what, I missed something. A vassal kingdom of these guys. So Mide, I took a look at Mide. Mid is also kind of spread out. I'm not going to be able to help them. That's great. But Mid. What kind of vassals do they have? So they have the stag ones down here, the red hand, the boar, and the red crown. So if you actually take a look at what they control, they also control this portion, that is not that much, but the green guys, and then these. So they control most part of sort of northern and eastern Ireland, and then these guys holds the rest of it, sort of ish. Since they're bigger kingdom, but they're actually vassals to these guys. So it's kind of two factions. Ireland is kind of split into two factions. I think there's one kingdom, one of these, I can't remember which one, if I can't even see it, that is not involved in this. Maybe it isn't actually, because all of them seem to be either split into the castle or the midde. So I'm trying to suck up to these guys a bit.
Do not try my patience.
And hopefully that will go well. Give them,
I'm sure we can find it,
a bit of gold. Give the vassals a bit of gold as well, even though that's might be pointless. But the thing is, I've seen this switch before where
we're happy to take
the vassals. We saw a similar switch when there was what they're called, East Anglia was made a vassal to a smaller kingdom. So we're gonna keep that in mind. For now, I think I'm content with sitting out here, waiting to sort of attack. But we'll see. We'll see if I'll go ahead and attack. If not, and if I'm in danger of running out of food, I can go to the halfway point, either land on this island, or I can land here, and then we could have our armies march from there. With that said, however, we want to strike at our enemies, and while I keep my armies down here, we're probably going to have to snuff out the other vassal of mine as well. I cannot have these treacherous vassals backstabbing me like this when trouble arises. So we're gonna have to get rid of them, and Alfred is going to be the complete ruler of England in that way. Most likely, it actually is kind of the best scenario is that Alfred dies at this point, and Edward becomes Edward the First and taking over the reign. And then after Edward, that's one of the things that I've been looking at. After Edward, his oldest son is Leofric, which I actually think, if I'm not entirely mistaken... Oh, he's here. I was a bit worried there because I remember putting one son as the governor of London. I can't remember who this guy is a son of. It might be through the other line. This line that goes down through Alfred's brother, which has in a large part not done too well. We married this one off to the Scots, but her husband has died, so I'm wondering why she hasn't moved back to us. And we can see that this guy only got daughters, so that part of the line dies. And so on this line, this guy died as a child. This one didn't produce anything, so the only thing going through his brother's line is Oswulf, which is currently actually put in charge on Winchester. But he's the only one continuing to further that line. He has produced one child, Ethelbert, which at this point is 1 year old, but we don't have to worry about this line too much anymore. Obviously, if Alfred dies, they would kind of be on an equal-ish claim to Edward, but Edward is a much stronger general than these two, I believe, and also these guys are a lot older, 63 and 66, without really a good base of heirs compared to Edward, which has two governors holding prominent positions, and also... Oh, you know what? I've completely forgotten to put... What's wrong with you? He was a general, but now he has nothing, I guess. Strip estate? No, we should give him some. We'll secure loyalty later. This is not a loyal guy, though. So maybe I'll put him in an army just to die against the enemy, then. Why don't you defend?
No.
If we imagine these guys gonna land here, then I guess he's not ready to be moved just yet. Alright, I'm gonna end turn and we're gonna see where the fight goes down. Most likely these guys will be able to steam through and take quite a few of these outlying villages, reducing my food even more, but we'll see, So I'm gonna go ahead and end turn, and we'll see what we can do with these treacherous bastards. Right, so before I was able to send my forces south to intercept Kent and their forces, they have decided to strike against London. I have 1,700 men against their about 5,000, and it's going to be a two-pronged attack as they're going to come from land and from the sea. And it looks as though they've got catapults, all of them. So even though I was hoping that if I defeat the sea wave, I would be able to survive, it looks like they're going to be able to break down the walls with the catapults. Well, with that said, let's jump into battle and defend London. I'm lucky and unlucky at the same time, as most of my enemies will be locked outside the city walls, with only about 1 or so catapults to try and get through, which hopefully will take them quite a while. And the weaker forces attacking from the sea. However, as you can see, there's not much stopping them from coming ashore more or less everywhere along the coast here. So we're gonna have to deal with these guys first, and hopefully we'll be able to kill them off and then move swiftly to shore up whatever hole they are able to do through the walls. They might very well just go ahead and try to attack through the gate, in which case, I mean, I'm lost. With that said, let's go ahead and start this. I've put down some barricades, so the only ones that really made any sense were the ones here, because they were facing the sea, and this one because it's facing this way. I had one I could draw up somewhere here, but that one was actually facing this way, and it would kind of lock my troops in a weird way. Seeing as though all the ships coming from over here, we might have to shift most of the force over here, but right now I'm just gonna hold my positions, see what the enemy does before we start shifting any troops around. So they do have the catapults here. They're going to get reinforcement. I can't remember where the second arrow was, but they are firing stones at our wall now. They've put 8% damage here. It looks though as the catapult is actually firing towards the troops on the wall rather than attacking the oh, maybe it's the tower. It's the tower they're firing at. 72%. Looks like the enemy is gonna try. Wait, these troops look suspiciously a lot like those what's it called? The Normans.
Set for war. Don't hold
And looks like they're gonna. Well, there goes one of my towers. Looks like they're gonna be able to push their way through here. The problem here, god damn it, to set fire to the poor village behind there as well.
Stop them
getting in.
It looks as though I mean, they're gonna be able to. Oh shit! 80%. Okay, I want the few remaining guys. Oh, they retreated? I think the catapult is shooting for these guys, so I'm gonna move them just so this wall doesn't break down. 88%.
Let's do this, lads.
Yeah, it looks like the catapults are shooting for them. So hopefully we can get them to waste their shots. And hopefully not have my walls crumble. These stones do a lot though. I don't know how much firepower these guys have, or how many shots they have left. This unit's not going to stand for very long though. And at the same time we're looking at the enemy army coming by sea, closing in. See if I can put these guys on fire arrows. Could they possibly? Well, this one I don't think. But this one could definitely try and set fire to the... There's a breach? Where?
Making ready.
Why don't you just move over here? Oh, they've abandoned the catapults. Then you don't actually have to do that. Just stand here. What? They were... Oh! They breached the walls over here. Shit. Sword unit over there. I wasn't able to set fire to that boat. Okay, looks like they're moving into land here. Or at least a few of them. The rest of them seem to be moving far over here.
Ready.
Which means I'm gonna move... You're gonna have to move through the back streets. Try and get somewhere over here. Did they try to get in through that gate? And then you guys gonna have to go over here with the general. Yeah, looks like the bastard's gonna try and land here. I'm hoping that I can set the boat on fire, but it doesn't look like we're gonna be able to do that. Get the spearmen to the front. Ooh, you know what? The boat is smoking. As the bastards are landing. And now they'll fight.
Have lost the will to fight.
Now they're fighting my men there. Shit, they just broke another portion of the wall. I want this unit here anyways, so that he can see if the enemy comes through. Oh, I can't shoot them when they move away. I was hoping I could set this one on fire. And I want you to switch to normal fire. The enemy here was quickly overwhelmed. Over here it might be a little bit more difficult. Where's that sword unit I sent? It's gonna have to move rather quickly. Right, these guys are gone. Spearmen, quickly this way. Bowmen, quickly this way. These bowmen as well. I guess they only got through that catapult. The walls are open anyways. They're not making any more attempts here anyway, which I'm happy about. How's it going over here?
They are leaving the field.
Kind of overwhelmed here.
Ready. Annihilate them.
At least they're gonna stand toe to toe and fight my general. I was worried maybe these guys were gonna try and open the gate or something. They're gonna be smashed here as the swordmen. Where's the swordman? Oh, you take the worst kind of way to get to where I want you guys to go.
Our men have turned tail and run, the cowards.
I think those guys running is just the. Are they? I want to keep an eye out, make sure that they don't move en masse towards the gap in the wall. Can I get the archers here? Can I get you guys to set up over here? We're holding on here anyways. So for now the castle is holding.
Forget who they are. Just kill them.
Forget who they are. What do you mean by that? They're Anglo-Saxon traitors, that's what they are. And look, they dress as our enemies, the Normans.
Under enemy fire.
Now they're getting flank fired. I mean, their evil plan could have worked if they actually decided to take advantage of the fact that my walls are broken down.
Battle awaits us.
These guys not going to stand for too long. Can I get these archers though to fire across? These swordmen's going to go up there, charge in the back, save the general. Yep, they're moving en masse now to the hole in the wall, which means I need to get
One of our units has used its ammunition.
my men over there.
Swordsman!
Shit.
Don't hold back. As you command.
Swordmen and the axemen, and we'll try to hold them off there. We need to get rid of these guys. Once these guys are done for... Why? You know what? The archers, at least the ones with arrows, might be needed over here, and this unit will go to protect this area. Once these guys are done, spearmen will move over there, and the 51s will move around and attack there. But the other two, these two, need to quickly move over here. Okay, over at the general area.
Ready for war.
The general and his things are hopefully defeating this unit.
Awaiting orders. Aye, 'tis so. Enemies beware. The men have been routed. They are leaving the field.
The thing is, it's the same bloody unit that keeps getting routed. One thing that I've got going for me is they're walking along the wall here, getting pummeled by... oh shit, they're already there almost. You know what? It would have been so much nicer if you idiots would have just gone and tried to push the way your way through the wall. Or where are you trying to go? Even this little unit of spearmen charging in was able to kill these royal companions. Get rid of these. And get rid of these. And we should be gold.
The enemy general is dead.
Nice. There is one more ship coming in though. Oh, they even said that. See the traitors off. Shit, they're outside the wall now. And they're attacking. Oh, nice. My archers have arrived. And they have a great target here as well. The AI is stupid though, they have two holes. They're not moving to surround my unit, or at least not yet. And now the axemen are coming up to shore up this hole just in time. These guys are breaking, all of these guys are breaking down at this point. Hopefully we can swipe away, get rid of this last unit. And then the general and a lot of the soldiers can move off here. So far these guys are holding, and the thing is they're not moving here, so instead it might be prudent just to keep these guys here to possibly charge and help out here. Oh, there's so many men and they're just piling everything on. Okay, these guys were done. Things will clean this up. The general and these guys will have to hurry over here. The thing is, I can't throw them directly into battle because they will be so tired once they actually arrive. Like these two spear units that are about to arrive. This unit will fight its hardest fight today, trying to stave off this massive attack of Kent forces. Bloody Tower's trying to help as well. This unit is... it's getting thinner and thinner by the second. We're gonna have to throw these guys in. their horsemen are kind of breaking through. Anglo-Saxon axemen countercharge and keep the enemy at bay. These guys having just arrived. I want them just in the back here. If horsemen come through, you can kill them, but you need to just charge up your energy. Bloody hell, the archers, they're no use on the front line, really. But at the same time, they're no use at me at the end anyways, because if these guys break through, we're not gonna be having anything in the back to defend that needs to be defended.
Annihilate them!
So it's one unit of male things. And we need to just surround and kill. Oh, what's happening over here? They're capping the gate. Not that it mattered that much, because they're not... I don't think they're sending troops through there. The axemen are really tired. The things are really tired.
Awaiting orders.
Okay, we're taking some damage due to that. Those bloody arrows. Putting these guys here to make sure that the tower keeps on our side and keeps firing. I'm contemplating pulling these guys back.
The enemy have captured the gates.
But it could be dangerous given the position we're in. Okay, finally these guys were done. Am I gonna have to chase you down? They're going this way though, so we'll run around and meet them there. The general is on his way with reinforcement. The rest of my army is hurrying to aid the fight over here. Shit.
Swordsman.
Given how far they've been pushed back, the thing is, if I let them come through, there's so many horsemen and stuff, and they can quickly move around on the edges. But if I don't, these guys are tired and they will die just from exhaustion. And they will lose so many more men. The general and his men are just about to come here and shore up. Just so I can put some extra spearmen on the sides. If they can hold long enough for that, we're gold. Right, get those guys, then I need you there. My best swordsman. Oh, we're losing the tower. Where's my other archer unit? Needs to get in there to keep that under our control. I need that little bit of extra arrow fire coming in, killing some of these men. My main things are actually losing so many men. Drop this and pull back. Spearman, I need you over there. I need you guys over here. Oh, why did you guys pull forward? They
flee before our might.
They dropped their bloody shit. That was not the plan.
Ready for war. Quick march. Run, warriors.
We were supposed to. Never mind then.
Don't hold back.
The general has arrived.
Quick march.
And axemen pull back. And now the general is here to rally everyone. Looks like the enemy was really happy with that development. The fact that So we were kind of forced back there for a little bit.
Enemies beware!
Right, push forward.
Battle awaits us!
Oh no, the tower. Hopefully it crushes some of my enemies.
Battle awaits us!
Push forward. You're a little bit tired though. Let's see. God damn it. Oh, what's that? The catapult has been firing on these men.
Swordsman!
And I guess they've been losing men due to... Oh no! This unit had like 100 men before. The thing is... Oh, god damn it. You can't let the catapult get through though.
Run, warriors!
Because if that starts to shoot at my men over here, then that's gone. Shit, I'm not gonna be able to get those extra 100 swordmen.
Ready! Pound the earth! Feared! Spearmen! Making ready!
A desperate fight to the very end. I mean, the horsemen we have a chance against. With these guys.
Swordsman!
But not a lot of the others. Royal companions and so forth. The enemy still outnumbers us a lot. What we need is...
Feared! Feared!
Since this is no longer needed...
Don't hold back! Yours to command! Run, warriors!
We need to even out the numbers a bit.
Making ready! Aye, we will!
Can get these men around. Kill off their archers. Not entirely sure if I'm gonna attack them in the back though. Because my swordmen are getting there. They will hopefully capture the gate. If not, they will just kill the bloody catapults.
General!
They're trying their best. Right, men out of the breach. We'll try to get around and get these. That could be nasty though, because these guys probably kind of fully loaded.
Archers! Quick march! Ready for war!
Oh, they're moving.
On the double!
On the chase, men.
Feared! Strike now! Attack!
Catch them.
Annihilate them! Hit hard! Hit hard! Your will is ours! Watch out, Captain attack! Bowman! Feared! Feared! Yours to command! See!
can
They flee
stop these
before
guys.
our might!
Got a cavalry unit giving up.
Finish them! Ready!
Okay, this is not actually going to go that well.
Run, warriors!
But at least I sort of chased them in front of the archer towers. That was nasty.
Eager to fight!
Well, it was something. It didn't work though, as they will be kiting us and killing us that way. At least we moved them in front of the archer towers. This force is too small to try and attack these guys in the back. It would give them kind of a morale. No, I don't think it would work. What gates now? Ah, crap. Right, my archers were completely cut down. General and these guys, at least, even though that failed, at least they survived, my men. Right, we have captured the wall. Get out and get that catapult.
Yours to command! Pound the earth!
It would be nice to have like a second wind ability in this. It's kind of hard because you think everything is cavalry because the symbol of the enemy is a horse. The problem is the enemy general is in there. And we can't really get to him.
General.
And I can't keep that many reserves.
Your will is ours. Feared.
Let's see if I can drag these guys out
Making haste. Pound the earth.
and have these guys join in, take their place. And we can see about these guys getting some
Yourselves. Don't hold
a little bit of R&R.
They're too strong.
They definitely are too strong. We have only 500 men against 2,000 enemies. And we are dropping a lot faster than they are.
We've broken their spirit.
Right. Oh, we destroyed their bloody catapults. Right. We don't need to defend this area.
See, they flee
Oh, I have
before
a
our
unit
might.
that's breaking.
Feared. Making ready. It's a rout. Our warriors flee the battle.
Shit. These guys broke up here. Right, back into it.
Awaiting orders. On the double. Strike now.
The general's gonna have to join now. 450 men. I mean, they are dropping quicker than us.
Spearman. Annihilate them.
But the difference isn't really big enough. It's not really 4 to 1 they're dropping at. They're not dropping at that rate. And soon we will collapse. Because we're so tired.
Brace yourselves, lads.
Brace yourself for the inevitable loss. The treacherous bastards will capture London. Look at how thin the line is here. It's a single man line at this point here. But everyone's so tired that they can't really take advantage of that. Where's the fire coming from? It's coming from up here, but it looked like the arrows were coming from out here. I mean, if we could kill their general...
From the enemy. This is shameful.
Fight for your city, men.
Strike now.
Fight
Making ready.
for your city.
Awaiting orders. As you command.
We are down to 300 men. There's 1,800 men difference. It looks like we're dropping at roughly the same rate. So at best we're gonna be able to get them down to about 1,500.
Annihilate them.
Join back in, you bastards. Someone's trying to capture this game. I mean, if I had cavalry, I could sweep these guys away. But I don't. These guys are gonna be too late and bloody tired when they actually reach
The men are wavering.
the fight. Oh, we've
Our men
got
have turned tail and run.
two enemy units, archers and catapults crew. Kinda gave up. Oh man, shit! Everyone's given up.
Yours to command. Ready.
There's not a lot of men left. They're back.
Run, warriors.
but for how long? Shore up the defenses. Join your general. Fight to the very end. These guys just left through the hole in the wall. Fight, men. We're so tired at this point. And there's so few of our men.
Run from the enemy. This is shameful.
And the repeat of our men running away probably doesn't help the morale for my men. They're still fighting. 3 swordmen on that one. That's probably not going to go well in the long run. Everyone's giving up. It's just the general and his men, more or less, standing. Yes, it's only the general.
The cowards!
They're streaming into the city now. Ready to sack London. The floodgates are open. And now it looks like they're pushing to overrun the general.
It's a rout! Our warriors flee the battle!
Attacking from all sides. I'm surprised the general is still fighting. There's only 7 men left. 6. Oh, he actually got killed there. Oh, dead. There's 1 bodyguard left.
All hope is lost.
That's the last guy. Damn, at least my general stood and fought to the very end, but the floodgates were open. And all we can hope is that they were so tired from the fighting that there won't be that much raping and pillaging of London. But yeah, they're probably looking for revenge after such a hard fight, so I wouldn't want to live in London at this point. We're gonna go ahead and save the replay, and then we're gonna go and take a look at the statistics. Right here, the battle lasted for 31 bloody minutes. We lost obviously everything, but we were able to manage to kill 2,000 of the enemy force. To the point where they actually lost almost 3,000 men now that they're 4,600 men army. Which is pretty darn good. And if we look at the kill rate of a lot of these units, it's up to 200, almost 300 for certain units. These guys did not do too well, but they were pummeled by great stones from the catapult. Given that this guy's rank, he was an actual governor I had appointed. He was loyal, he had seal, he had governance. Poor command though. But clearly, if he had survived, he'd probably rank up in that command section quite well. Not very nice though of these treacherous bastards, the Death Givers, to go ahead and kill us off like this. Or kill off this town. However, as we can see, it took a great toll on them to attack this city. And this will probably stop their plans for future attacks. So that's, in that sense, it was a well fought battle of London. A valiant defeat. We destroyed 2 units in this army. We destroyed almost everything in this army that came by sea, and we destroyed cavalry units. So it's only really, I mean, this army kind of survives with quite a lot of men, and the King's army, but then again this one wasn't really used. Valiant defeat. Dust. Darn it. Right, I think we'll go ahead and end it right here since the video has been so long. But hopefully we'll be able to take our revenge on Kent and bloody well kill them all and let the crows feast on their bodies. With that said, I hope you guys enjoy this, and hopefully I'll see you guys for the next one. Bye!
The men have been routed. They are leaving the field.